Welcome to a My Vend Track tutorial. This tutorial we will focus on the Users tab. The Users tab is where you can manage all the users in your company. You can add users and assign each user specific permissions based on their job in your company. Let's look at the user levels section first. What is a user level? A user level is a set of permissions that can be applied to multiple users. For example, you might have two runners who go out and service machines daily. So, you would create one user level, called runners, and then apply that user level to the two users you create. The users section on the left is where you add users to your company. That is a brief overview of the Users tab and its functionality. Let's dive in and see it in action. Our objective for this tutorial is to create two users who only have access to two of our machines. We begin by adding a user level. Click on the plus icon in the top right of the user level section to add a new user level. We will call this user level Best Buy MOA Access Only. This is because our two machines, Best Buy and MOA, are the only two machines that the users will have access to. Next, you will notice the level permissions and the sections underneath. Each of these sections maps to each of the tabs in your sidebar. The Profile to the Profile, Users to the Users tab, Locations to the Locations, Machines to the Machines, and so on. Expanding each of these sections gives you the permissions you have control over for that section. For our example, we only need to worry about the machine's permissions. So, we expand the machine's permissions. The first checkbox in all of these permissions sections is just giving access to that tab when the user logs in. So by checking Can Access Machines tab, whoever has this user level will be able to access the Machines tab in their sidebar. The next sub-option says Can Add Machines. We do not want the users to be able to add machines, so we will leave that unchecked. The next checkbox is Can View, Edit, Delete All Machines. If we check this box, that gives the user global edits to all machines. But for our example, we only want two machines, so we will leave this box unchecked as well. Now we need to go ahead and give the user access only to Best Buy and MOA. So we will begin with Best Buy. We expand the Best Buy machine. The first option we get is Can they even view this machine? If this is unchecked, they can't even see the Best Buy machine. So we will check this box. Now that they can view the Best Buy machine, we have to ask ourselves, what else do we want this user to do? And these are all the further sub-options that the user can perform on the Best Buy machine if we give them access. Can they edit the machine information? Yes. Can they delete the machine? No. We do not want them to be able to delete the machine, so we will leave that unchecked. Can they view amounts collected? Yes. Now we also want them to add and edit amounts collected, so we have to check this as well. If we do not check this, they can only view amounts collected, and they cannot add, edit, or delete amounts collected. Can they view scheduled tasks for the machine? Yes. Once that is checked, they can view the scheduled tasks, but they cannot add, edit, or delete the scheduled tasks. In order to add, edit, or delete scheduled tasks, we also need to check this sub-box. Can they view expenses? Yes. We also want them to be able to add, edit, or delete expenses as they see fit, so we will check the sub-box as well. And the same for the mileage. They can view it, and they can add, edit, and delete mileage. And we also want them to add products to the machine, so we will check these two boxes as well. So this user now can view the Best Buy machine, and they have pretty much full permissions on the Best Buy machine, except we're not allowing them to delete the Best Buy machine. So we have our Best Buy machine set up. We will go ahead and do the same for MOA. So we will expand the MOA bulk machine, and we will go through and give this user the same permissions for MOA as for Best Buy. There we go. We have our user and we have all the options we want. Once you are done editing the user level permissions, we go ahead and we click Add. And there it is, our Best Buy MOA access only user level has been set up and added to the system. We can get a quick overview here by expanding it to make sure we set it up right. And there we have our Best Buy full permissions and our MOA bulk machine full permissions. If you need to edit the user level, just click the pencil icon. The pop-up will appear again, and you can expand and give or take away permissions as needed. Now that our user level has been created, we need to create our two users and give them this user level. To create a user, click the plus icon in the Users section. Now, the key thing to note in this pop-up is the user level. This is where we will select the user level we have just created, our Best Buy MOA access only. Select it from the drop-down, and that will apply this user level to this user. Then go ahead and fill out the rest of the form. When you are done filling out the form, click Add. And there we see it. Our John Smith user has been added with the user level of Best Buy MOA access only. So, for this tutorial we need to create one more user with the same user level. So we will add another user. We will come down here to the user level and make sure we have the Best Buy MOA access only user level selected. And then we will fill out the form with the second user's info. And we will hit Add. And our second user, Jason Smith, has been successfully added with the user level Best Buy MOA access only. We now have two users with the Best Buy MOA access only user level. I have now logged in as John Smith, the user I just created with the Best Buy MOA bulk access only user level. And you can see his very limited access to the Machines tab. He can also only see the two machines which we gave him access to, Best Buy and MOA. If we click on one, we can see what this user can do for this machine. Now we gave John Smith pretty much an all-access pass to MOA bulk and Best Buy, so he can do all of the things to the machine, adding mileage, adding expenses, collecting cash, adding product, setting up the machine, deleting canisters, scheduled tasks, and editing the machine info. However, we will see that the stats section up here, it's telling us we do not have permission to do that. That's because we did not give John Smith access to the reports, and the stats section up here is part of the reports. So, let's give John Smith access to the reports. So I have logged back into the top level admin account for my company, and we want to give John Smith and Jason Smith both access to the reports tab so they can see the machines and how they're performing. In order to do that, we need to go to our Best Buy MOA access only user level and edit it. In order for them to see the stats, we need to give them reports permissions. We will expand our reports permissions and give them access to the reports tab. Check that box and hit update. Now this user level which is applied to Jason Smith and John Smith, will have access to their reports. So let's log back in as John Smith and see what happened. Now I have logged back in as John Smith, and already I can see that since enabling the reports section, the reports tab is showing up in our sidebar over here. So that means that in our machines we can see the stats for the machine on the individual machine page. So let's check out the MOA bulk machine again. Ah, that's better. We have no data to show now instead of you do not have permission to access that warning showing up. This just means that there is no data for this machine right now. As you can see, this machine's timeline is empty. So let's put some data in there just to see this thing working. Add 100 cash collected, and there we have it. John Smith has full access to the stats, machine timeline, machine setup, scheduled task, and machine info for this machine, as well as the Best Buy machine. So back to our top level admin account. Let's just go over quickly what we have done here. We have created a user level, Best Buy MOA access only, and applied that user level to Jason Smith and John Smith. As you can see, the site allows you to turn permissions on or off for just about any action, so you can tailor your users and their permissions just the way you like. Well, there you have it. The Users tab is very extensive and gives you full control over each user you add to the system. I hope you have a better understanding now of the Users tab functions and what it can do for you. Thank you for watching this video tutorial.